Do Good Mavericko here. Welcome to the Do Good Mavericko podcast. Today I thought I'd jump on and talk about a little life hack, or it might be a massive life hack. And that's basically, what advice would you give to yourself? And when you hear it stated like that, it kind of sounds obvious. Yeah, who doesn't think like that? Well, what I found myself, and what really seems to be the case with almost absolutely everyone, is that when it comes to other people, oftentimes I can super easily see how many stupid things they are doing. But when it comes to myself, it's not that obvious, because the thing of course, I see stupid things I do myself as well, but it's not as obvious in the same way, because what really seems to be the case with almost everyone is that we kind of over personalize our problems. Like, my case is really unique. It's everyone else is not like me, because my case is different. I'm me. And in my case, it's just very complicated. It's not as easy as in other scenarios. We tend to think like that, but actually we are overcomplicating it, and we are kind of mixing a lot of emotions and assumptions into the actual situation. We are not as logical and rational as we like to think that we are. So, a quick tip. What advice would you give to yourself if you are not yourself? Because I find that when it comes to brainstorming sessions and journaling, if I try to write things down, I did not used to be using journals and notebooks a lot, but especially after being influenced by a lot of Jim Rohn content about a decade ago, something like that. And also especially after reading the autobiography by Richard Branson, the first one. What's it called? Losing My Virginity by Richard Branson, his first biography. There he talked a lot about how much he was using a notebook. It seems like a notebook and a phone has been one of the most important tools for him building his entire empire. But yeah, writing things down can make things a lot clearer. And what I found when it comes to brainstorming for solutions and stuff, if I think, what should I do now? It's different. It's very different than if I think, if I was an expert at this and I was going to give someone else advice, someone else that found themselves in my exact situation. He had my skills, my background, my finances, my knowledge, and their entire situation was exactly like mine. So yeah, basically, I was an expert giving advice to myself. Then the kind of ideas I come up with, and how much more clearly I see the situation, is like a massive difference. So yeah, pretend to be your own mentor, or pretend to be your own coach, or maybe pretend to be your own critic, or pretend to be a world-class expert giving advice to someone that finds themselves in your exact situation. And I guess you'll probably find as well that the kind of tips you come up with is probably a lot different than if you just think to yourself, what should I do now? Try it out. It might help. So yeah, what advice would you give to yourself? And not just advice, but also, yeah, how to go about things, stuff like that. And I find that writing it down really helps, because if you just think things through in your mind without writing it down, you tend to, most people tend to mix in a lot of emotions, assumptions, stuff like that, and it's very foggy and unclear. But writing things down forces you to think more clearly and kind of express yourself. So yeah. And also seeing things on paper written out, it makes things easier and less overwhelming when it comes to planning and strategizing. So yeah. But yeah, try it out. Try to instead of thinking, what should I do now? Just test it out and think to yourself. Pretend that you were not yourself, but you were someone else. You were an expert giving advice to someone else finding themselves in your exact situation. Just as a kind of way to see things objectively, rationally, practically. And it might make a big difference. I think that's actually one of the main reasons that that oftentimes coaching and mentoring from other people has such a tremendous impact on people, because even though if those coaches or mentors doesn't have that much knowledge, they should have. When you choose a mentor or coach, you should choose someone with a lot of knowledge and experience and a proven track record. But even if they don't have that, oftentimes it can still be very helpful because they come from the outside and see things objectively, and they kind of help you map out the next logical, wise, smart steps to take. And in many cases, you could do some of that yourself as well. So yeah, maybe you should try it out. And by the way, like I have mentioned lately, I'm in the process of interviewing at least 30 people that are running a paid community where they are making at least $10,000 in profit per month. And so far, I've just interviewed a few of them, but it's mind-boggling what these people are doing, how fast they are doing it, and the kind of lifestyle they are able to have as well. So far, I say so far I've just interviewed a few. That's because this recording is of December 1st, 2024. So by the time this this podcast episode goes live, I probably interviewed a bunch more of them. But yeah, if you want to learn from those people, if you have thought about escaping the 9 to 5 rat race, living a life of freedom, being able to, at least in periods, have a semi-passive income, financial independence, stuff like that, I highly recommend you check it out. You can find it on communitycashcows.com. And on there, if you join the community, you also can connect with a bunch of other people that are in the process of building their own paid community as well.